Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ogbanje Joseph. Please subscribe to this channel, share, like, as well as drop a comment on the comment section. So, our lecture today is titled The South China Sea Dispute. The South China Sea Dispute. Now, the South China Sea is a marginal sea that is part of the Pacific Ocean. You know, uh, you know. Now, the ocean is actually encompassing an area from the Karimata and Malacca Strait to the Strait of Taiwan of around 3 3,000 or 3,500, 3,500,000 square kilometers. Now, the areas of importance largely results from one third of the world's shipping sailing through its waters, and that it is believed to hold huge oil and gas reserves, beneath its, seabed. It is located in China, Vietnam, and Cambodia, Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei. Now, the South China Sea disputes involve both island and maritime claims among sovereign states within the region, namely the nation of Brunei, the People's Republic of China, Malaysia, the Republic of Indonesia, the Republic of Philippines, and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. An estimated, 5 trillion US dollars worth of global trade, passes through the South China Sea. Okay, as such, there are many non-claimant states that want this, that want the that want the South China Sea, to remain as international waters. To this end, several states, that is example is US, are conducting freedom of navigation operations to promote this situation. Now, what are the territorial disputes in the South China Sea? What are the territorial disputes? The disputes in the South China Sea is over, the island banks and other features of the South China Sea, including the Spratly Islands, Paracel Islands, and various boundaries in the Gulf of Takin. Okay, others are the waters near the Indonesian Natuna Islands, and of course, the following are the disputes. What are the disputes? Number one, that the claimant states are interested in retaining or acquiring the rights to fishing areas, exploration and exploitation of crude oil and natural gas, and the control of important shipping lines. Okay, then number two, in July 2016, an arbitral tribunal, constituted under the United Nations Convention on the Laws of the Seas, that is UNCLOS, ruled against the People's Republic of China's maritime claims in Philippines. And China, although China neither acknowledges the tribunal nor abides by its, you know, ruling, insisting that the bilateral negotiation is the best way out. Okay. Then number three, the 9-dash line claimed by China covers the areas also claimed by Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Taiwan, and Vietnam. Okay. Now, number four, the maritime boundary along the Vietnamese coast is being claimed by China, Taiwan, and Vietnam. All of these have caused a lot of crisis, a lot of disputes along that strait, along that line. Okay. Then number five, the maritime boundary north of Brunei is also being claimed by China, Malaysia, Philippines, and Taiwan, and so on. So now, in summary, the South China Sea disputes fall into three categories, and which are the categories? Number one is the islands. Number two is the maritime delimitation. And then number three is freedom of navigation. Now, what are the solutions? Let us look at the solution to the South China Sea dispute. What are the solutions? Number one, the Association of South China, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, that is ASEAN, should intervene to solve the problem among these nations that are domiciled in that region. That is number one. Number two, judicial resolution. Now, if the dispute continues, there is need for them to actually approach the International Court of Justice to find lasting peace to the problem that is on ground, okay, around that axis. Number three, the UN through UNCLOS should wade in. It is important that the UN through United Nations, okay, the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea should actually wade in. That is UNCLOS should wade in to see how they can solve the problem. Then number four, China as a big power among them should sue for peace, and others will follow. There is actually a saying that if the head is rotten, what can the body do? So the China, which is like the big power, around that area or around that region, should actually sue for peace. By the time China comes out openly to say, look, this thing, we should look for a way to handle the matter, amicably, there is no way other nations will not actually queue behind China. Thank you very much.